you aware of the methadone program?
No. Isn't that some sort of bodybuilding drug?
Methadone. Methadone.
Yeah, methadone.
Protein.
No, I didn't know.
No.
No, not really. No.
No idea.
Do you know what type of medication it may be?
Nah, not at all.
Australians with opioid dependence have had access to prescription methadone for the past 40 years. In the most recent fact sheet, 1,995 West Australians were registered as methadone patients. Every day these people attend one of 247 dosing points, 233 of which are local pharmacies. A recent federal government report states that the aim of providing methadone to opioid-addicted people is to reduce social and economic harms to individuals and the community arising from illegal opioid use. We went to Next Step, an East Perth dosing point, with the hope of meeting some of the people involved with the methadone program and finding out more about it.
If I didn't know that I was going to get it, I'd be in an ultimate panic, you know what I mean? But because I know it's there, I feel okay a little bit.
People who use heroin are 13 times more likely to die than someone in the normal population who's not using. If they go on methadone, they're only 4 times likely to die. So it reduces deaths. That's an absolute measure. I'm a consultant in addiction medicine, and I have several qualifications. I was a GP to start with, and then I specialised in alcohol and drugs. We have to always start the client on a small dose because of the risk of overdose, because we're never quite sure how much opiates they're using and what the tolerance is. Over 120 milligrams we recommend an electrocardiogram because there may be heart problems.
I'm on 130 milligrams.
And that's every day?
That's every day. Ashley James Mosley, how do you do today? I hope everything's okay, yeah? I feel the methadone program is a great release for people that are committing crime, using heroin, and they need time out to contemplate their own drug addiction, you know?
We arranged to meet Nick and Ashley at Ashley's house the following day to further discuss their experiences with methadone, along with their understanding of the issues associated with the treatment of patients. We arrived in time to see Ashley consume his pre-mixture of methadone syrup.
Oh, beautiful. I feel quite stable actually, and I feel energised, and I'm ready to, I've got some appointments I've got to go to actually. I've got to see a doctor today actually, but I feel much better now, you know, 20 minutes. I'm a bit scratchy, you know, and I feel, you can hear it in my voice maybe, you know, my monotone, it's a bit changed, you know, and my eyes aren't watering now and my nose isn't running, you know, and now I feel good, you know, and I'll only feel a bit better in another hour, you know what I mean?
So do you feel that having this dose of methadone, as opposed to your previous life of before the methadone, where you'd wake up and have a shot of heroin or morphine, do you feel that now you can undertake a routine and get things done?
Definitely, and also I'm not climbing in people's windows and committing crime, you know what I mean?
How did you feel about being on the methadone program? Was it beneficial?
Good, yeah.
How was it beneficial?
Substitution, kept me comfortable.
So you did a detox here?
Yeah,
Okay.
15 times. Liquid handcuffs, that's what they call it, liquid handcuffs.
You're right, mate.
You're still dependent on an opiate at the end of the day, but hopefully it's easier once your lifestyle's stabilised to reduce your dependency and you're incorporated into an environment which provides counselling and psychological care.
I'd have to say the majority of the patients I generally stay on the program.
So how long have you worked with methadone, Michael?
Got a bit of exposure in my studies, so since about 2005, 2006, but as a pre-reg student and as a pharmacist dispensing, yeah. I think it's a positive thing as long as the patient is is dedicated to getting off it. I mean, it's not a good thing to be on long term because there's liver toxicity, but I mean, like if the other option is to be using illegal street drugs, then it's probably still a better option.
My old man, he was a big boozer and a violent alcoholic. Followed his footsteps, but he only had an alcohol problem, no drugs. But and my old man just turned very violent every night, punching shit out of my mum and myself.
A patient can have a more stable lifestyle, so they may be able to get back to work, they may be able to start paying their rent, looking after their children. Their mental health then improves, they're not always trying to score, and that means that they, once they're settled on the methadone program, they can then address issues of their dependency and also any mental health issues and any physical problems which they, in a chaotic lifestyle, they're not addressing.
With an increase in the number of drug addicts entering treatment programs since 2007, we asked if there had also been an increase in disruptive behaviour within the methadone program.
We have training to deal with people who are in a highly stressed state, and that obviously can produce difficulties. But all sorts of difficulties do arise with clients, which we continuously deal with every day.
Well, they have to sign a contract that they have to abide to certain rules and regulations, and yeah. So basically, if they're not easy to deal with, then we can kick them off the program.
I've heard this from previous addicts themselves that have reduced from the methadone, and there's a lot of I'm not quite sure of the word actually in my vocabulary, but analysation and discrimination towards all methadone people. I find that in society and by doctors themselves. There's a lot of prejudice out there, and there's a brick wall there at the moment that needs to be broken down. If I say to the doctor I'm on methadone, straight away he thinks, right, I'm not writing you out any benzos, diazepam, are you here to scam me, what's your go, you know what I mean? Some doctors really get in there and ask you about your family, and they are concerned and they want you to come off, you know what I mean? So, but others are just doing their job and rah-rah, and you're just a client and that's it, you know what I mean? And I've come across a lot of bias wherever I've gone just because I'm on the methadone,
I had too many heroin overdoses. For the whole 15 years I just wanted to get off the stuff.
I'm a free man and I've got nothing to worry about now because of the methadone, you know what I mean? Eventually I'll be off it and clean, and I'll give this whole perspective on life a new transition.